So without any further ado, the greatest football player, in my opinion, ever played the game, Jerry Rice. Jerry.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, never thought I would see this day, but it's here now, and I feel pretty good about it. I'm happy with my decision. Coming here to Denver. I'd like to thank Pat, also Mike, for giving me an opportunity, and just to come here and be part of something that's really special. And to me, it was never about what I accomplished on the football field. It was about the way I played the game. I played the game with a lot of determination, a lot of poise, a lot of pride, and I think what you saw out there on the football field, it was an individual who really just loved the game, and I was just like a little kid, and I enjoyed the hard work and the dedication and the preparation that I had to make to try to be one of the best receivers to ever play the game. The first 10 years, my wife and I, we didn't take a vacation because after the season, I went right back into my regiment. And I knew that that the hard work would pay off for me, and I was able to play with some of the best players who ever played the game. Steve Young, Joe Montana, Roger Craig, all of those guys. Those guys really, they brought me in, they put me under their wings and pretty much taught me what the NFL is all about. And I think I pretty much have represented the NFL the way it should be represented. I'd like to thank my family, my wife, Jackie. Wow. Well, I said I wouldn't do this. But my wife been there for me. She's been very supportive. My kids, they've been very supportive. All my fans. They've been very supportive, and I like to basically say thank you. It's been really great, and I like to basically say to the Broncos, the players, God, it was really nice. I had a chance to come in here, and I had a chance to meet some new faces and get to know these guys, and it reminded me a lot of the glory days back in San Francisco. The players, the way they approach the game very professionally, and they go about their business, and I think they're going to do well this season, and I wish them the best. But, this is a happy day for me. I think the tears that you see basically is that I have really enjoyed this ride. It's been great. It's been fantastic. And also I like to thank the media, for their support. It took a while for me to get used to the media. When I first came in, different situations I wish I had handled differently, but I learned how to really deal with the media, and I knew that they had a job to do. And basically, what I try to set for the example that I try to set for the younger kids now is that you have a working relationship, and you need to abide by that, and you need to, just help each other out. But I think that's it for me. I'm done. I'm looking forward to the next phase of my life now. There's going to be a lot of opportunities out there, and I'm sure I'm going to approach those the way I have approached football, with a lot of pride, determination, a lot of poise. And that's it. Thank you.
Jerry, were the last couple days pretty tough, or did you know when Mike said what your role would be that you were going to retire?
Well, it was difficult. I think, I felt I came in and I gave it my best shot, and I still wanted to play, and it, it didn't happen. So, I'm still going to hold my head high. I'm going to stay positive. I'm still going to watch these guys. I'm going to support them because I feel like I have a bond with them now, and so on those given Sundays, I'll be there watching.
Jerry, how do you expect you'll feel when you wake up tomorrow morning?
I think maybe you should ask my wife that. I think she's terrified to death. But you know what? I don't know until I face that situation. I had to do a lot of soul searching. Because you look at all the players that have retired. I remember Steve Young. I remember Montana, Emmitt Smith, all those guys. And I think we all say, well, we're going to get up here. We're going to, be very poised, and we're not going to lose it. But then reality hits, and it's like, okay, this is it. It's all over. But I think tomorrow, it's going to be hard to deal with because I have always had a program, a routine. And now I'm going into a different phase, and but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Jerry, you were obviously cheered here in Denver. You were cheered in Houston. You were cheered in Phoenix. How does it feel to know so many people in so many cities appreciate the career you've had?
It's unbelievable, and I think it just shows that they really appreciate what I have done. For the game of football, the way I have conducted myself. And I think it's a situation where, I never give myself credit. I always give it to my teammates, and I always, pretty much I thank the fans, for giving me the inspiration to go out there on those given Sundays. But it's a great feeling, yeah.
You played for some of the greatest offensive minds the game's ever seen. Can you talk just briefly about those coaches collectively and maybe individually who had the most impact on your career?
Oh my God. Well, Bill Walsh, Bill was he was just unbelievable. The way he could motivate you. I think I had a game where I had 3 touchdowns. I had close to 200 yards, and he brought me upstairs, and I'm thinking, that he's going to bring me upstairs and congratulate me. And he brought me upstairs, and he said, "Hey, Jerry, I got to have more from you." And also Mike Shanahan, his approach to the game, just putting players in position to make plays and win football games, and you got to be offensive minded for that. And Mike Holmgren. Just his thinking process also. He was very intelligent about, how to utilize players. And I think all 3 coaches, if you have certain players, you got to utilize them. You got to put them in position to make plays and help that team to win. And I think with Mike Holmgren, Bill Walsh, and Mike Shanahan, they did a great job at doing that.
Jerry, you still have the hands, obviously. Those don't go away. But is there one element of your game that may have faded the last 5 years that led to this?
I might have 1 or 2, but I'll never tell you. You know what? I think for me, I have pushed this body for 20 years. I mean, during the off season, I was never a couch potato. I was always out there working out. I felt like I had to prove myself every year. I never got complacent, and I just continued to work. And a lot of the guys now, I think they might have been 3 when I started playing. And I think those guys are pretty much amazed that I can still run the way I can run, and that I can do the things that I'm doing right now. The question is, how can you? After playing for so many years and being so productive, and you're still playing at a very high level. But if anything, right now, I think I'm still pretty good at my route running. I think, I'm not as explosive as I used to be. And I try to make up that with my knowledge of the game. And eventually, everything is going to catch up, with you, though. And so I don't feel like I have lost that much, just a little. That's all.
You thought about retiring on the eve of training camp. You now decided to retire. Is it a decision that you wrestled with throughout the summer?
No, well, that was 2 totally different situations. The first one had to do with my family and the kids, what they're going through right now. My son, he's playing football for the first time this year. He's a freshman. My daughter just told me walking downstairs, she said, "Well, now, Dad, you know what? You can come to my volleyball games now." But and then I had my oldest going off to college, and so I was a little hesitant. But once I got here, I was totally committed, and I was hoping that that I was here for the long haul. It didn't work out that way, and now I can move on and go into another phase of my life.
Jerry, why was it so important to be the number 3 as opposed to 4 or 5?
Just being out there and the playing time, and having the opportunity to. I know you can be productive other ways, but I felt I had a better chance if I was on the football field, and so like I said, it didn't work out. It didn't work out, but I'm still gonna hold my head high. I have a lot to smile about. All the, like I said, all the players I have played with, all the records, and the Super Bowls and all that.
You talked about some of the guys you competed against. What are your thoughts on some of these young guys? I mean, obviously there's been a lot of attention on the 3rd, 4th, 5th
Yeah.
guy.
I think the young guys, when I signed here, it elevated their game, and it's well deserved. And for me, I always wanted to come in. I wanted to earn my position. I didn't want anything given to me, and I came in and I competed. I gave it my best, and it didn't work. It just didn't work out for me. But I think those guys are, they're playing well right now. Darius Watts, Charlie, Todd. I think Ashley pretty much, his game don't elevate at all. So I think Rod, just watching him, he picked it up also, and I was looking forward to working with those guys, but I think they're gonna do well, and they're gonna have a great season.
During all the great moments you've had in your career, what would you define as the single most memorable moment?
Oh my God, the single most, huh? I would probably say Super Bowl 23 on that final drive. Just, moving that ball all the way downfield and winning that football game. I remember Montana when he came into the huddle. He was bent down. He was pulling grass, and it's just everything just went silent. And breaking the huddle. And just, making plays, and we won the game, and all of a sudden you could hear the crowd cheering. I'll never forget that.
One more, then we move out of here.
Jerry, what are you most proud of in your career?
Most proud of?
Team things that happen, Super Bowls and the records that come with that success. But for you personally, what are you most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of. I would say probably the fans, the way the way they cheer for me, and the last couple of years, just walking on the field and being able to look into the stands and hear people chanting your name. I had blinders on for so many years, I couldn't hear that, and so you really appreciate that, and so I would say the fans and the support of my family, and those two, that's something I'll never forget.